Alrighty, Mr. Gatekeeper here. This is the second of 3 amps that was sent to me by 2 gentlemen. And let me turn my volume down on my computer here so it ain't sitting there beep beep. There we go. So anyway, back to the matter at hand. We have ourselves a Messenger 3V. Sorry, my workspace is a little cluttered right now at the moment. This is the next amp I got to get on. Yeah, it's a Messenger 3V. Alright, the 3V, I didn't do a pre-video before I started on it. It had 4 455s in it. Old school 455. You can see that red dot. This is an old amplifier. And basically the guy wanted me to remove the 455s and install 4 HG454s that he had purchased from me. And I knew doing that was going to be a little bit of work. I knew I was going to have to do a complete retune to the whole amp. But and I've done a little bit of work to this, as he can see. Like I said, I should have did a pre-video. Sorry I didn't do one. But or if I did do one, I don't remember. This is about the 3rd day on this. Not that I spent all day on it. I've been real busy with other stuff like sales and build that I'm working on. I'm kind of working on it mainly at the end of the day. But anyway, everything went absolutely smooth. Now, these are all the parts. He also wanted me to remove the trimmer on the output and mic that in. Here is all the parts right here that came out of it, as you can see. All that right there, and the 4 455s. Now, the main reason I replaced this wire, which is all of this green Teflon you see here, because a soldering iron had already ate into the wire. Somebody been in here with a soldering iron, and it didn't look that good. So I thought, you know, I might as well just go ahead and replace all that. So, drop my ground lead there. I got this right here just so I can show the bias here in a minute. So I'll just start off on the top right here. I replace this wire right here, this green wire, which is the wire carrying your B plus over to the relay, the main relay, which is this wire right here. And then every single wire you see on the preamp switch and the main relay, I just replaced all that with Teflon for you. It seemed like a soldering iron had touched just about all those wires. Did you a power wire upgrade? Got you a nice slew keeper, aka mine just went blank there. Basically, you see these being used a lot in the older days. Strain relief, that's what I was looking for. Yeah. Not yet. I'm doing a video, but not yet, bud. Sorry, it's my son asking a question. Basically, he ordered some Papa John's pepperoni pizza, and the person came here and they're supposed to leave it at the front door, and he came here, walked up to the front door and did a little knock on it and left. Didn't leave the pizza. Really weird. So I called them up and said, hey, let them know what one of their drivers did, and they haven't been back yet, so I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, you know what, there's one more part. Where is it at? I just noticed there's another part missing. But anyway, back, I'm just going to go. So we did a power wire upgrade, bud. Got you a lot of power wire there for you, long enough for you to do what you need to do with. Some good thick 8 gauge. That's what I was looking for, was a power wire. Here it is. Here it is right here. The main reason I did do a power wire upgrade too is, look at this. You got some real thin ground wire, but real good size cable, positive cable. So if anything, your ground lead needs to be a little thicker. But I'll be sending all this back with you. If you do want to fuse, one fuse I really do like. I'm getting a call here. That's the old sweet thing. I'm gonna try not to answer that, see if she'll just come out here, because if I answer it, I might have to stop the video, and I'm trying to do all this on one take. I'm just gonna put my camera up here so you can see it. One like that right there, that's kind of a new style type of fuse holder that's out right now. These are perfectly fine as well. These are perfectly fine as well. This is what you call a compression fitting. Those are as well, but you at least get to torque it down with screws. So instead of just a compression kind of fitting there, I keep seeing this video ain't been going good the way I planned it so far. My screen I see is not focusing real well. Sorry y'all, I'm tired. But anyway, we're just going to kind of work our way back to the front. There wasn't a balancing resistor on here. Went ahead and put that on there. I checked these capacitors right here. They were good to go, so I left them be. Now the two caps that were on here, I was going to have to take them off anyway to accept the HG454s, but these bad boys are in pretty bad condition. You can tell that soldering iron has been in here rubbing up against them a good bit. We didn't need any capacitors for the front transformers, so I removed them. That's them right there. I removed all the 10 ohm resistors, just put you some fresh new resistors on there. 4 fresh new 10 ohms. We had one of these 100 ohms that had gotten pretty charred there, probably through some parasitic oscillation or something, so I put you 4 new 100 ohm resistors. I kind of like the way they had this ground bar here. This is a good way to feed a ground to this particular amplifier, because if you come in and fed it down right here, it's got some thin traces it's got to go through to get to the emitters of the transistors. So this really is a really good way to do this. So I just removed this off the old ground wire and retrofitted this ground wire onto it and soldered it. So that was a good idea. The way they did this right here too, I don't know if this is factory or not, but I liked it. The way it kind of equally spreads the power both directions. So I did that as well and just retrofitted that into there as well. I did like that. All right, so what's next here? Put all new stainless steel screws to hold down the transistors. Took the ones they had out, just you know, just to freshen things up. Sometimes I don't like to reuse a screw if I can help it. I cleaned the heck out of this amp. I mean, you can see this. If you'd seen it before, it'd mean a lot more, but I literally cleaned every crevice, every angle of this amplifier. And it is, I mean, a lot of guys don't go to that extra step of cleaning. I'm an OCD type of guy. When you send an amp to me, I like to try to get it back to you clean on the inside. There's a lot of benefits to cleaning amplifiers. There really is, especially for me when I'm sitting here working on it, you know. So let's see here. And the way they split and combine these, and the way they wire these transformers up, is quite unique. It isn't done to where this outside part of the winding right here, and then like pretty much everybody builds now, the inside part of this winding comes together to the combiner. No. It's just identical, like if it was two separate transistor sections. Yeah, I'm doing a video, baby, but I'm almost done. All right. Love you too. See, I told you she'd come out here. That's why I just didn't answer. I knew she'd come out here. She said, come get your butt in the house and you gotta get in the bed. But anyway, it's kind of unique because, as you can see, the windings coming out right here, okay? See if I can zoom in. Windings coming out right here. There's my finger. Right there. Alright, well, the same way. The left winding right here is coming out on the left side from our angle to ground. Alright, then the wire comes out from that angle going to the combiner. I bet a lot of you watching that be like, hey, that ain't right, man. That's not going to be phased right. Well, I don't know why they did it that way. It is easier to do it the way everybody combines 4 transistor amps now these days. But for some reason, they just did it that way. You know, it's kind of funny, but that's the way they chose to do it. I've seen other amps done this way back around this time period. I think the Golden Eagle 350 may be done that way, I think. But anyway, there was absolutely no input tuning cap on this amp, input tuning shunt cap. It was just relying on the 2 caps on top of the transformers. Probably could have still done that possibly, but I just bet easier just to use 1 cap, tune the input laid down very low, very good. I'm kind of looking around. I think that's about it. The high, low, medium on this thing works great. The type of resistors they picked to use for that, good pick, man. The bias is good. It's right there around by AB bias. I'm kind of looking around here. I think that's about it. It's just, you know, a little bit of time doing the tune, getting the tune good. Micing that trimmer in. Well, I didn't mic the trimmer in. It's a whole new tune. Yeah, it turned out great, man. So this is kind of a mid-drive amp. I can hook up a bigger radio and drive it a little harder and show you a little bit more, probably 400 or 500 watts out of it, maybe a little bit more. You got my buddy coming out here. What you coming out here for, Jack? You trying to get on video?
Because Mama wants to come out here and cool off for a second. Are you still doing video, baby?
Yeah, I'm on video. You get to see how I make my videos.
I already saw it. One time,
Alright, so first I want to show y'all just the bias voltage before I do anything, which is going to be kind of hard to do, I just now thought. I only got one good hand. Well, you know what? I'll just do it this way. I'll just clip it. Alright, here's your bias voltage. Right there about .673 on that one. On the other 2-pin section, .675. Very, very close. So the bias is good to go. And I will go ahead and disconnect that now. This right here is your bias relay, by the way. Alright, so let's show you this thing in action. We're on about 14.5. Let's see, let's put it on high. I already checked the TX light works just fine. Alright, so this is just 3 watts RMS. I'd have checked the feed through. The feed through is good and low as well. Here, I'll show you. Let me turn it off. Dealer. I know that ain't. I don't know why it's not zooming. Focusing. Dealer. So, and I haven't looked real deep at the whole circuit back here, but it looks like they got it that low without using any compensation capacitors for the inductive reactance. So that's pretty cool. Sometimes on these older amps you'll see a little bit of a SWR bump because of that, but not on this one. Alright, let's flip her on. 500 watt slug, PEP. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're hearing that noise. I got my power speaker on there I turned on earlier and I forgot to turn it off, so I would just kind of ignore that. I'd have to get up and step up on a little thing to turn it off. I noticed it was doing that while I was tuning it earlier, and I was just kind of leaving it be. So it's about almost 400 watts. Yeah, right there about 80 RMS. I mean, that's right there about what you're gonna see out of like a 2-pill 2879 box when she is up and running good. And like I said, I could hook up a bigger radio and get more out of it. But she is working good. I think this is about a 300 watt amp before considered a 300. I think that's what the 3V stands for. But anyway, here's your input. 5 watt slug in the reverse. Doo-dia, doo-dia, doo-dia. Real good and low. All right. Just that the high, low, medium works real well on this amp. Here's medium. Doo-dia. See right there about 200 watts. RMS. 1000 watt slug. Doo-dia. Look at that. It went way down, didn't it? About 30 watts, I think it was. Then on low. Doo-dia. Now you don't hear that speaker doing much because it ain't doing much power. Doo-dia. A little bit over 100, about 120. Doo-dia. Like what, 10 watts? Maybe 15. So she is done. She is done. She is clean. She is retrofitted with HG454s, the Gatekeeper style. You can basically just call this a nice metamorphosis mod. That might be just what I start calling when I do these amps like this. If you tell me to do the metamorphosis mod, all that means is, hey, I want this thing metamorphosed into a modern day amplifier, working as good as you can. Work a little bit of magic. Show it to you from this angle. So we'll box all this up, get on this next one, and get all your parts packed up because you did a personal request that you wanted all your parts back to you. So there she goes, man. Ready to roll, ready to shoot some skip and have some fun. And so, Gatekeeper, if you watching this video and you got something like this you'd like to have done, if I'm taking in work at the time, just give me a shout and I'll do my best to help you out. Old Gatekeeper out here around the northeast end of Georgia. God bless and bye-bye.